What is up, everybody? This is Keith. I go by Gator Guy 231 across the DFS industry. It is Thursday, February 18th, here for the 3-game NBA slate and the starting 5. And yes, before I get anybody going, what the heck is this starting 5 with only $9,800 left for the last 3 pieces? These are the 5 I want to play. The reality of this slate, it seems, unless I miss something, is going to be you might only be able to get 2 of the 3 superstars, which is Harden, James, and Giannis on this slate. Sacramento is going to provide us a lot of value. I think that by the time that lock happens, we might see Glenn Robinson III starting as well, which he is at 3,200, 3,300. We'll see if that's like a great value or not. There's no Harrison Barnes, so that's my guess. But it's doable, right? But I want to talk about these 5 guys. And because it's my show, I'm going to talk about these 5. Maybe mention a few pivots by the end. Some other guys that I like. Maybe we could drop down off of one of Harden, James, or Giannis for like a second-tier guy, whether it's like Bam Adebayo, whether it's Kyrie, for Brooklyn, or maybe if there's no Kyle Lowry tonight, maybe Fred VanVleet makes some sense, something like that. So quick reminder, bottom right of the screen is the subscribe button. Please hit it. We are so dang close to 2,000. Would love for you to help us get there. All right, let's jump into the plays. So James Harden, as Kyrie Irving has told us, is the point guard of the Brooklyn Nets. It's been absolutely sensational since Durant has gone down 62, 72, and 68 DK the last 3 games. Kyrie does shoulder a little bit of his load and make it easier, but Kyrie played that Sacramento game where Harden went off for 29, 13, and 14 on 18 shots. And interesting with Harden right now with the Nets, he's just not getting the line as much. Only 10 free throws in total in the last 3 games. The Lakers really don't have anybody to defend him. My guess is that they try to throw Caldwell Pope on him. LeBron's not going to defend Harden this early in the season, especially with how much of an offensive load that LeBron's going to have to shoulder on the offensive end of the ball. So I think Harden does have his way here. Again, I'm like going to break down these 3 superstars with the back of my head going, which guy do I see some holes in that I could fade? I think, as much as this hurts me to say, I think that it might be Harden. I could change that like in the next 20 minutes. Could be an hour before lock. I don't know. My thought is that Kyrie gives us a pivot downward. He's fresh off of taking 22 shots versus Sacramento. The issue with Kyrie is that he's just so scoring dependent at this point. He's just not going to add a lot of rebounds. He's not going to add a lot of assists. But at 8,900, if we can get 45, 50 DK, as long as Harden doesn't drop 90, we might be okay. So that's my gut. I know I'm going off the rails, but whatever. Just got to talk it out. Like, that's the beauty of these videos and not like writing a preview, right? Like, you can't change your mind mid-sentence and then just leave it. I guess you could just make it for a weird article. All right. Enough of Harden. I think that makes sense. Harden, elite play. Irving, elite pivot. I would just say this while I'm on like the point guard position. I think that there's 2 guys that right away I also am very interested in that probably come in lower owned. Fred VanVleet, if we don't see Kyle Lowry, was absolutely amazing versus Milwaukee last game. 33, 4, and 7, 53 DK, would shoulder a lot more ball handling. I think, honestly, if Kyle Lowry gets off, this is where I'm going to go, is Fred VanVleet. The other pivot would be I'm on the wrong team. Would be De'Aaron Fox, who's just been awesome in his own right. No Barnes, no Holmes. Should put a lot more work on De'Aaron Fox. The only thing I ever concern myself when I see like a guy I'm talking about versus Miami is if Jimmy just goes, you know what, F this. Like, I'm tired of that guy beating us. I'm just going to go D him up. Like, that just, I don't know if that's actually what goes through Jimmy's head, but I totally imagine that is some like a conversation, especially in the playoffs. We've seen that in the playoffs. He goes, I'm not going to have this. I'm just going to go shut the guy down. So just be interesting. All right, let's go to Cory Joseph, who started last game for the Kings. Played 31 minutes, dropped 32.5 DK, 22, 2, and 5. Cory Joseph is a good player. He should see a lot more run right now. I don't think Glenn Robinson's the answer in Sacramento. And the way that Miami plays with that small backcourt, I'm like, Duncan Robinson, while he's not small, he's not like going into the post against anybody. So you can match up a short guy versus him. So I think that they probably start Cory Joseph again. Buddy Hield at small forward. Yeah. And let's just go to for those that have been with the FSI for a while, I used to call him Blanco side for Whiteside, but it's on Whiteside. Talk about a revenge game. Miami tossed him aside. He's coming off of his best game by far of the season. 58 DK in 24 minutes. Just think about that. 58 DK in 24 minutes. 26 and 16 in 24 minutes. He got more than a point and a rebound per minute. Insane. Look, like Whiteside got kind of tossed to the curb mid-season. There's a huge opportunity for him without Holmes, and it's versus old team. So, that's why he's the cover of this. Y'all know me by now. I have a thing for narrative street. So no way I'm fading Whiteside. Even if he's off the bench, I think I'm going to end up playing him. So love Hassan. Let's go to LeBron James, the king himself. No Anthony Davis is going to be shouldering a huge load. Look, the thing I talked to Keats about a lot with LeBron this season is you're just like looking for these marquee games, like looking for the games that LeBron's going to be up for it. This is it. Prime time versus Brooklyn. No AD, national TV. Like, this is LeBron's spot. That's why I think I'm LeBron over Harden, just because LeBron's going to have to shoulder such a load here. Doesn't have this, the game log ceiling that we've seen from Harden when you just look side by side. So I think that's going to make a lot of people maybe go towards Harden. But look, we know LeBron can drop 80 at any time. Just has to be ready for it. And again, I think that this is the game for him. So I love LeBron. Then Giannis, he's just been too good, Drew. It's insane. And Toronto has nothing they can do. Toronto's defense is so much worse than they were last year. But he has 4 straight games of 65 or more, 70, 65, 74, 72. Like, Giannis is just insane right now. I don't want to fade him. Giannis is the guy of the studs I feel the best about. I see the easiest line to him not failing. So Giannis will be in my build. All right, that'll do it. Hope that helps. I know it's a little disjointed, but for those that have watched my videos by now, that's just kind of how it ends up going with me. So I do appreciate the support. Hope you all enjoy. Once again, Keith, aka Gator Guy 231. See you.